Did you know that during World War II, England had a secret army of homing pigeons? That's right, these seemingly ordinary birds were, in fact, an integral part of the war effort, playing a crucial role in maintaining communications during this turbulent period. Now, you might be wondering how pigeons fit into the grand scheme of warfare. Well, in an era before the internet, before mobile phones, before satellite communications, these birds were the cutting-edge technology of their time. With their innate homing abilities, they could be released from any location and would instinctively find their way back to their home base, delivering crucial messages and information. Called upon by Britain's National Pigeon Service, these feathered soldiers were trained with military precision. Yes, you heard it right, there was indeed a National Pigeon Service in Britain during the war. These pigeons were bred for their speed and endurance, and each carried a small, lightweight tube attached to their leg, within which vital messages could be placed. These homing pigeons proved to be remarkably reliable. They flew through harsh weather conditions, evading enemy fire and predatory birds. Their missions were fraught with danger, but their resilience and determination were unyielding. From delivering intelligence reports to carrying life-saving messages, these birds were trusted with some of the most sensitive and critical communications of the war. Even in the face of technological advancements, the value of these pigeons was recognized by the highest ranks of the military. It is said that Winston Churchill himself greatly valued the pigeon communication system, acknowledging their contributions to the war effort. So, the next time you see a pigeon pecking at crumbs in the park, take a moment to appreciate their historical significance. These humble birds and their ancestors played a pivotal role in one of the most significant periods in human history. In a world without internet and limited technology, these feathered warriors were the unsung heroes of the war. Imagine a puzzle so complex that it takes a machine to solve it. Picture this, a device so sophisticated that it could create over 3 billion different combinations. That was the Enigma machine, a cipher device used by the Germans during the Second World War to encrypt their strategic and tactical messages, effectively shrouding their plans in a veil of complexity. This machine, though seemingly impenetrable, was not entirely beyond the grasp of human intellect. Enter the heroes of our story, the brilliant minds stationed at Bletchley Park. This nondescript estate, nestled in the English countryside, was the epicenter of Britain's code-breaking efforts. A diverse collection of mathematicians, linguists and chess champions, among others, were assembled here. Their mission: crack the Enigma code. The task was daunting. The Enigma machine could change its settings daily, which meant that the code breakers had to start afresh every 24 hours. However, these relentless individuals, led by the likes of Alan Turing and Gordon Welchman, were undeterred. They devised ingenious methods and mechanical aids, like the Bombay machine, to expedite their decryption process. The breakthrough came in the form of captured Enigma codebooks. With these, the British codebreakers were able to decipher the encrypted messages, revealing the Germans' plans and intentions. This success was a game-changer. It gave the Allies unprecedented insight into German strategies, significantly shifting the balance of the war in their favor. It's estimated that the cracking of the Enigma code may have shortened the war by up to 2 years, saving countless lives. Yet the work of these code breakers remained a well-guarded secret for years after the war. Their contribution to the war effort, while vast, was largely unseen. Their victories unsung, their heroism unacknowledged, but today we recognize their monumental achievement. In the shadows of Bletchley Park, a battle of wits was won, a battle that proved instrumental in turning the tide of the Second World War. The Enigma code, once thought unbreakable, was cracked not by force, but by the sheer power of human intellect. When the night skies of England were lit up with bombs, the spirit of the people shone even brighter. So begins our tale of the Blitz, a period of relentless bombing that tested the mettle of every Briton. The Blitz was a time of great uncertainty and danger, with enemy bombers roaring overhead and the ground shaking beneath the feet of the English people. Yet it was also a time that showcased the indomitable spirit of the British people. Amidst the rubble and chaos, they discovered a resilience that would define them for generations to come. Everyday life was irrevocably altered. Homes were turned to ruins and city streets transformed into landscapes of debris. The nights were punctuated with the wail of air raid sirens and the deafening blasts of bombs. Yet, life went on. The British people adapted, taking shelter in the underground tube stations, turning them into temporary homes, complete with makeshift beds and communal kitchens. But it wasn't just about survival, it was about maintaining morale and a sense of normalcy. The British people found solace in community and humor. They shared stories, songs, and cups of tea. They joked about the Blitz spirit turning adversity into a source of national pride. Their wit and grit were as much a weapon against the enemy as any gun or bomb. Children played among the ruins, their laughter a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. People went to work, kept their gardens, and even danced in the bomb shelters. They held on to hope, even when the skies were filled with enemy planes. The Blitz was a testament to the unyielding spirit of the British people, a spirit that refused to be extinguished even under the most dire of circumstances. Everyday heroes emerged, ordinary citizens who showed extraordinary courage. Air raid wardens, firefighters, nurses, and countless volunteers worked tirelessly to keep their communities safe and spirits high. Their stories of bravery and determination are a testament to the human capacity to endure and overcome. In the face of adversity, the British spirit remained unbroken. The Blitz was a crucible, a trial by fire that forged a nation's character. The spirit of the British people, their resilience, humor, and determination shone brightly in the darkest of times. It was and continues to be an inspiration for us all. In World War II, over 3 million children were evacuated from cities to the countryside, a mass movement of innocence amidst chaos. In the face of the impending war, the British government made a momentous decision to evacuate children from urban areas perceived to be vulnerable to enemy bombing to safer locations in the countryside. This was known as Operation Pied Piper. The sheer scale of this undertaking was unprecedented, with trains, buses, and boats all mobilized to transport children to their temporary homes. This mass evacuation was not just a logistical challenge, but an emotional one. Many parents, faced with the agonizing choice of sending their children away to safety or keeping them close amidst the dangers of war, chose the former. A choice that was as brave as it was heartbreaking. The evacuees, many barely old enough to understand the gravity of the situation, were suddenly uprooted from their familiar surroundings. They were sent to live with strangers in places vastly different from what they knew. But amidst this upheaval, there were stories of resilience and adaptability that still inspire us today. These children, the youngest victims of war, had to grow up faster than their years. They learnt to adjust to new families, new schools, and a new way of life. They learnt to share, to make do with less, and to be brave in the face of uncertainty. The impact of this mass evacuation was far-reaching. It changed the lives of these children and their families forever. It shaped their worldview, their values, and their understanding of sacrifice and duty. But amidst the hardship, there was also hope. These children, uprooted and displaced, found courage and resilience within themselves. They found joy in simple things and learnt to make the best of their circumstances. They faced the horrors of war with a spirit that was unbroken, a spirit that shone through their stories and their memories. War may have stolen their childhood, but it could not break their spirit. On May 8, 1945, the streets of England were filled with joyous celebrations, marking the end of World War II. It was a day that came to be known as Victory in Europe Day, or VE Day. The air was thick with relief, the skies were painted with laughter, and the relief was palpable. For the first time in 6 long, grueling years, the people of England could breathe without the weight of war on their shoulders. Across England, cities, towns, and villages burst into spontaneous celebrations. From London to Liverpool, from Manchester to Margate, the people took to the streets. They danced, they sang, they cried tears of joy. All around there was a sense of euphoria, a sense of freedom that had been absent for so long. But as much as VE Day was a day of celebration, it was also a day of reflection. The war had taken a heavy toll. Cities had been bombed, families had been torn apart, and lives had been lost. As the people celebrated, they also remembered those who had made the ultimate sacrifice. In the aftermath of the war, England had to be rebuilt, both physically and emotionally. The war had changed the landscape of the country, and it had changed the people too. They had seen the worst of humanity, but they had also seen the best. They had seen how communities could come together in times of crisis, how ordinary people could become heroes, and how a nation could stand firm in the face of adversity. As England moved forward, it did so with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. The war had shown the people what they were capable of. They had faced the darkest days and come out the other side. They had shown resilience, they had shown courage, and they had shown a spirit that could not be broken. World War II left an indelible mark on England, but it also showcased the strength, resilience, and spirit of its people. The war might have ended, but its legacy lived on, shaping the England we know today.